Coraline is one of the most chilling children's stories out there. From buttons to dolls, rats, and spiders, it covers so many phobias. The story is layered with haunted details that go way beyond what we see on screen. In fact, the creepiest detail actually takes place before Coraline is ever in the frame at all.
What role does Wybie's grandmother play in the story? There are theories out there that she works for the other mother, but her story is actually much sadder than that. Join us as we ask all the right questions to finally get the answer of what really happened to Wybie's grandmother.
Wybie's grandmother, aka Mrs. Lovat, owns the Pink Palace. When Wybie meets Coraline, he is shocked to find out that his grandmother actually let a child move in. This is just a passing remark, but it raises a lot of questions about the grandmother. Why does she never let any kids near the Pink Palace? And why is she letting Coraline live there now? Obviously, the grandmother lost her sister there when they were kids. Coraline assumes the grandmother is just bitter about the last place she saw her sister. This is totally understandable. Who wouldn't be? Her loved one went missing, and she never had any answers about what happened to her. Was she taken? Did she get lost in the woods or fall into someplace hidden?
Two of these answers are right. She fell into a hidden world and was taken by the other mother. But did the grandmother know that? At first, she may just seem like a superstitious and traumatized woman. However, what are the odds that she never knew about the other world? Kids tend to talk. A lot. If one sister found a magical world where everything was perfect, wouldn't she tell her sister? More importantly, wouldn't the other mother want both siblings caught in her web? Even if they fought and had a horrible relationship, which does not seem to have been the case, the other mother would have encouraged the little girl to bring her sister to the other world. So why did she only end up with one child?
Wybie's grandmother gets really upset when she finds out he's been going over to the Pink Palace. She calls him back home with a rather stressed-sounding voice. If she thought that whatever happened to her sister was a one-time thing that happened a long time ago, why would she be upset by her grandson going over to the house? Perhaps the biggest red flag is something that happened off-screen. Wybie asked for the doll back, telling Coraline that his grandmother freaked out when she realized he took it. This reveals that she knew the doll had something to do with her sister's disappearance. The question is, does she know how the other mother uses it? Once all of the pieces of the puzzle are put together, it seems like she knew a lot more than anyone expected. Before we answer all these questions and present our theory on what happened to Wybie's grandmother, there's still one question that has yet to be asked. Why does she have the doll?
The other mother uses the button-eyed spy to see exactly what the kids want. It seemingly moves on its own towards the little door. This is why Coraline discovered it in the first place. After the other mother lures in one child, she redecorates the doll and sends it back into the world to trap another. It doesn't make sense then that the doll would stay in Mrs. Lovat's possession after her sister disappeared. It should have walked back into the other world, ready for its makeover. And that is the final key to understanding what role Wybie's grandmother played in Coraline that no one saw. The sisters weren't just sisters, they were twins. In the old photo Wybie shows Coraline, one little girl holds the doll. It seems like that must be the sister that got stuck in the other world, but look again. The doll actually looks like both of them. It has the same hair and clothes as the matching twins. This means that the other mother didn't need to change it to lure in the grandmother, and she probably did try.
Here is the unspoken story behind Coraline. As a child, Mrs. Lovat lived in the Pink Palace with her sister. Her sister didn't adapt to the move very well, but she found comfort in a strange doll she found that looked just like them. She started to tell young Lovat about a fantasy world she escaped to in her dreams. There lived a version of her mother who gave her sweets and played countless games with her, and their better mother was eager to meet her other daughter. One day, young Lovat's sister was gone. All that was left was her doll.
That night, the mice appeared and showed her the way to the dream world her sister had told her about. Clearly, this had to be where her sister disappeared to. There, she met the other mother and found her sister, but she had buttons for eyes. Not only that, but she didn't quite seem like herself. All young Lovat wanted to do was go back home with her sister, but the other mother said it wasn't possible. The only way they could be together was if she agreed to sew buttons into her eyes. Just like Coraline, she wasn't ready to give herself to the other mother and was tossed into the prison where her sister and the other ghost children were trapped. Luckily, the living doll dressed like her sister, the one that had been doing the other mother's bidding, playing with her and trying to convince her to stay, had a change of heart and pulled Lovat out of the prison. That doll would go on to be refashioned to look like Lovat's grandson, always garnering evil looks from the other mother, but freeing Coraline anyways.
Young Lovat escaped, but now knew no kid was safe in the Pink Palace. She hid the doll away, just in case, always fearful that her children and grandchildren would wander too close. But as long as she kept the doll locked away and made sure no children moved into the house, all would be well. She watched Wybie grow up, relieved that he was almost a teen and out of harm's way. However, the other mother was growing weak and needed another child. Her chances were slipping away as Wybie grew up, but he kept wandering closer to the house. Thankfully for Mrs. Lovat, he was more occupied playing with the black cat outside, but the other mother could still see him.
At night, the other mother sent the elderly Mrs. Lovat a message. Her ghostly mice made their way into her dreams. If she did not let a family with a child move into the house, the other mother swore she'd find a way to lure Wybie in. The grandmother had no choice but to let the doll go and let Coraline move into the Pink Palace. The last part of this theory needs to be completed. When Mrs. Lovat sent Wybie to get the doll back, why? Do you think she had a change of heart and wanted to save Coraline? Or maybe she thought Coraline was done for and it was time to lock the doll up once again before Coraline let it fall back into the needly hands of the other mother. Let us know your theories down below. Thanks for watching.